Hi, and welcome to Debbie's Rusty Brush. Today we're going to paint this adorable winter gnome holding a red cardinal. We're going to do this on a 6x6 3D canvas using DIY clay-based paint. I'm going to speed this video up so that you can see the process, but you don't have to watch for a long time, and I will do a voiceover so that you know what I'm doing as I'm doing it. If you like these videos, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and share with your friends. It really helps my channel grow, and I appreciate it a whole lot. All right, let's get started and see how we go about painting this cute little guy. Okay, we're going to start just by laying in a background. I'm using DIY's paint in White Swan, and I'm just getting the canvas covered in this as a base. Now I'm going to use Water Lily and French Millinery and just kind of blend that together and streak it through on the top part of the background. Okay, now I'm taking a brush and a mixture bottle, and I'm just adding mint chip and more of the water lily and getting kind of a windswept background look to it. All right, now I've got a stencil brush and I'm just stippling on some white paint at the bottom. I want that texture that I get from stippling with the stencil brush to add kind of a fluffy snow-like texture to the bottom of the canvas. Okay, now we're going to get started adding our cute gnome. I'm using blue iris and I'm just going through and putting in his hat. I'm making up the shape as I go, so it doesn't matter what shape you want on your hat. Just get a basic shape in there, and it can be changed a little here and there over time. Now once I get one coat on my hat, which because the background is still a little wet, it's mixing, so I will add a little bit more later to get more of a true iris blue color. Now I'm going to do the pant legs, and this is just kind of a little bell shape at the bottom here because most of it's going to be covered with the beard, and we're going to add little shoes. So just get that shape in there. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just needs to be represented. Alright, so now I'm just adding these little half moons to represent his boots using little black dress. Then I'm going to grab the blue iris again and give it a quick little second coat, cleaning up any edges and making it more of a true color. Now I've got a mixture of cowgirl coral and sandy blonde, and I'm just putting in his nose. I'm going to add a little bit of white to that so that I can have a highlight on his cute little nose. Okay, so I'm just taking little black dress and white swan and I'm mixing it together to get a gray. And I'm going to lay in a base layer of his beard. That will give us a color for shadow underneath the white that we're going to put on. We'll also add a little bit of little black dress in there to give a different variation to the shadow underneath his beard. Just play with the shape of the beard as you go. What looks good to you is what will work. There's no right or wrong answer to any of these steps. Now you notice I went right under his nose with a little bit of that black, and that is to make sure that we have a shadow under his nose to make it have more depth and appear more realistic. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go ahead and add white in now over the top. Now it isn't fully dry as I'm doing this, so you're going to get even more variation in the paint color on the white, so you end up having the lights and the darks and the medium tones in there automatically. And as you can tell, I'm just making little strokes in different directions so that it looks like his beard is waving this way and that. Remember guys, this is just paint, so just do it until you're happy. If you think you've gone too far, add a little bit more of the gray in and maybe a little more of the black, and then play again with your white. Okay, now we're going to go through and I'm adding in some Hay Sailor, which is a navy color, and I'm just putting little shadows around the edges and in some of the creases where the hat would lay. There's not a huge difference to the paint color, just enough that it gives it a little bit more dimension. And now I'm just going to decorate my hat. Now you can decorate your hat any way you want to. I'm just taking white swan and I'm adding in some dots here and there. And now I'm going to grab some old 57 and make some lines like you would see in a winter sweater and give a little bit more detail. And I'm just going to continue to build layer upon layer of detail into this hat. So in his hat, I am simply using old 57 and white, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm leaving spaces for the fold of the hat where it lays over, where it's going to show as darker, and I'm just doing some playing with how I want the hat to look. You can leave it all one color. You could do simple stripes. You can pretty much do anything that you want on this hat in any color. So it doesn't have to be these colors. It doesn't have to be this design. You guys can just jump in and do whatever makes you happy on this little gnome's hat. As you may be able to tell, I really didn't have a plan for what I was going to do, and I just kind of mapped it out as I was doing it. Now we're going to add the last little bit of the dots down here at the bottom, and then we're going to take old 57 and add a pom-pom. Now at the end, I did decide that the pom-pom did not stand out enough, and I did go in and add a little bit of the blue iris just to make it stand out a little against the background a little more and give it a little more interest. All right, so now we're ready to make his little mitten hands. And we're just going to do the other one's down at his side and is covered with his beard. So we just make the little mitten out of blue iris. And then I take old 57 to attach the mitten to him, and that is his shirt color is the old 57 color. Then we're going to take a little bit of the white in there and put a little bit of fluff around the cuff of his mitten. Okay, and I've decided that I want a little bit of his hair to come out over his hat now that we've gotten his hat all completed. So I've just gone back in with the white swan to adjust his beard a little bit in those areas. Okay, so now we're taking red Cardinal paint and we're making the shape of our cardinal. And we're just going to build that shape until we're happy with how that looks. We've got the body, the tail, a little head with a little crown. Then we're going to take some black swan and put on his little face and put a little dot of white in his eye. And we're going to use Queen Bee to put just a little beak on him. And then that will be how we do our cardinal. Okay, now I just take an acrylic pen and sign the masterpiece. Quick, easy, and fun. That's what I like about painting. Always make it fun. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys give this one a try. Bye-bye.